some of the seats and all that, but I think it's still going to remain PDP. Rivers has always been a PDP state. So I don't think it's going to change.
All right, we'll keep our eyes open for River State. I mean, there's a lot happening there. Between today and tomorrow, we're going to keep looking at that. But let's move on to Osun State now. It was an interesting news that came out this week, saying that the allocation to Osun State was 6 million naira after the federal government had deducted all of what they were being owed and all of that. I mean, it's laughable, pretty much. I mean, that a state would get 6 million naira, and I mean, what could they possibly do with that? And I think that paints a perfect picture of the situation we are in economically in Nigeria today.
I think the thing is, it's not only about the economy of Nigeria alone. I think it also shows you what the APC as a party has not fully gotten a grasp of, and you see it happening with even Buhari. Nigeria's economy has been so mixed that trying a populist approach so early in your change period is going to only be disastrous. What Aregbesola has been trying to do in Osun State is Aregbesola has been trying to do what Okorocha is doing as well. You understand? People, and you don't understand that the Nigerian economy cannot really afford some of these policies. Yeah. So what you need to do is you need to first of all ensure that there's private investment and there's a private sector participation in some of these things that you're doing. So instead of the state wanting to carry this burden, can a partner from outside the country or within the country do this instead? So I think Aregbesola has been spending a lot of money trying to prove a point. And what has come out of it is that you now find out that apparently he's in a deficit with the federal allocation, so now he gets only 6 million, and I don't think 6 million will even take care of the Osun State House for the month. So I think it's just trying to put the cart before the horse. The economy is bad, and what you need to do, and which is one of the issues I have with Buhari as well, is that the economy has been working in a certain way. We want to kill corruption. Fantastic. Let's kill corruption. Let's kill nepotism and all that. But you need to make sure that some things work before you then begin to change the old template. So
what does a state like Osun State do now? I mean, this is a state that is not one of the top states with regards to IGR. So the internal generated revenue is not even anything to write home about. How do they survive? How do they pay salaries? How do they build infrastructure?
I would say Osun State is in a fix, because I don't know which of the presidents came up with this federal allocation thing, but I think it has been the reason why Nigerian states are not that developed. I always give great kudos to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because Tinubu transformed Lagos even though he was fighting against the Obasanjo administration.
He had every reason not to work.
And he had every reason not to work, but it was that time that actually built the foundation of this new Lagos that Fashola and Ambode are now enjoying. So I'm saying that when you go into governance believing that I'm going to do this policy, that policy with what I get from the federal government, then it shows that you're not serious being a governor. You should have come in and said, oh, these are the resources that we have in Osun State. Is it agriculture? Is it human resources? Is it this? Is it natural minerals? So when you come in and then you're expecting that, oh, federal government will give me 60 billion and then I'll tax people before I can get the rest, it means that you're not being innovative. So I won't lie to you. I think, and it's interesting because Aregbesola was one of the poster childs of the APC when they were contesting.
But what is a state like APC doing wrong that a state like Anambra is doing right? Because in all of this, states like Anambra have not had any issues with paying salaries all of this while. What is the difference?
I think the thing is that states like Anambra and I want to also look at maybe like Ondo State under Memiko. What they've been doing right is that I think they understand that whatever comes from the federal government is just going to be a bonus. There needs to be something that they too
have to work with,
have created on their own. And they know that they have to work within a certain budget. So we pay salaries, we build roads, we build hospitals, everything. Is it still within this budget, or can we borrow money against it? And I think one of the issues that probably be worrying Aregbesola is that I don't think any bank or any financial institution will want to give him money because he's not proving prudent with the resources that he has. You can't be. This is not the time to be populist right now. This is not the time. This is not the time to be populist. This is the time to rein in your your resources and look at, okay, fine, what can I do with the little I have? This is not the time to pander to populist opinions and all that right now. Yeah. So I think people like states like Anambra State and Ondo State, I think what they are doing different is that they understand the little that they have and what is coming, and they work within that budget. And I think that's the prudent thing to do.
Still talking states governors now. Let's move on to Kaduna and El-Rufai. Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State is constantly in the news. He was in the news some time ago with his Abuja-style demolitions, which he has carried over to Kaduna State. Then there's also the, I don't know what to call it, the bill on religion, regulating religion pretty much. And we've heard so many parts of it saying there's going to be a ministerial committee that's going to license religious bodies. Pastors or preachers are going to be licensed. No external preacher can preach in Kaduna without a permit, and Christians and Muslims are together not very comfortable with the bill and saying it's against the constitution, which allows freedom of religion and association and all of that. What are your thoughts?
I would say, first of all, anytime the state comes into the business of the church, or the church comes into the business of the state, there's always trouble.
They never go together.
Never go together. We can look at it from the Roman Empire to any empire and all that. Anytime religion and state comes into play, there's always a drama. But at the bottom of it, I look at what El-Rufai is trying to do. He actually means well. He is trying to prevent religious extremism,
which Kaduna has been notorious for a while. Yeah.
It's trying to make sure that, because we all know how Nigerians are with religion, we take the word of this man of God as gospel. So when the president says, don't do this, we're like, oh, pastor said do this. So I saw a clip where a preacher in Kaduna was raining down curses on El-Rufai and saying he's going to die. And because that pastor believes that because he's a man of God, he has more authority than the state. And I don't think that's what the Bible preaches anyways, but that's another conversation. But I'm saying that El-Rufai is a visionary, much like Fashola, and they have the same problems in that people look at them and they're like, don't bring this your fantastic elite-friendly ideas to the state. So even though El-Rufai means well, El-Rufai has always had this problem. His communication about the good that he's trying to do has never been stellar.
But isn't it true also that, when you are a state governor in a state in Nigeria, we're not particularly a first world country, and there's definitely certain issues and that you need to pander to. And Kaduna State is not one of the richest states in Nigeria, so you got voted in by people who have certain needs. They don't necessarily expect you to demolish their houses the first minute you walk into the state house. So isn't there a valid argument for caution and treading with care and understanding the mood of the states before doing certain things?
But you and I know that El-Rufai is not that kind of person, and that has been one of the our progressive congresses hallmarks. Like, I always say that if you're going to solve my problem, it's my problem. Even though I know I'm a problem, you need to explain to me why you want to help me solve the problem. As in this savior, oh, shut up, I'm trying to help you approach, doesn't work. Because I know I'm in a pit, but you need to explain to me why I need to get out of that pit. Don't come and tell me that, oh, I'm doing this thing for your good, just shut up and let me do what I have to do. Yeah. So like you said, like you rightly said, if you're coming in and you're trying to maybe expand roads and maybe build new structures and all that, and then you're demolishing, we know that Nigerians are, the majority of Nigerians are masses. So when you demolish their building, they're like, oh, I voted for you. Now you're going to take my house from me because you want to build a road that would be usable or that will serve the next generation. So we don't care. Nigerians don't really care about all this. The average Nigerian doesn't care about the fact that you are trying to help him get to this level of Dubai. He just wants his regular bread and butter. What he's been doing all this while. So I think that's why I go back again and say that the communication needs to be. Ambode did something that was very interesting. Ambode started having town hall meetings. I'm meeting with people and explaining to them that, oh, what are your concerns? What are your fears? What do we need to do differently? Do you understand? Yeah. So that way, even if he is the one making the decision, people feel that they are being carried along. El-Rufai doesn't have that.
Okay, there's a lot we need to talk about, but with Nigeria, there's always a lot to talk about. Thank you very much for being here today. I wanted to get your views on, maybe one sentence, the gender bill. What are your thoughts? That was thrown out by the Senate, very quickly.
I think the Nigerian Senate is just a very funny set of people. As in, what do they mean by that? Why did they throw that out? As in, is this like 18-14. I don't understand.
Thank you very much, Edward. It's always a pleasure having you here today.
No problem.
We'll be right back with entertainment right here on Rubbing Minds. Please stay with us.